Joseph, favored son of Israel.
The road to Emmaus. On the third day after Jesus' crucifixion, 2 of his disciples were going to the village of Emmaus. While they walked and questioned each other, Jesus himself came near and walked with them, but their eyes were kept from recognizing him.
What are we going to do now?
I thought he was the one. Why are you walking and talking so sadly?
Don't you know the things that have happened recently in Jerusalem?
What things? The things concerning the prophet, Jesus the Nazarene. The priests and our rulers crucified him.
But we were hoping that he would redeem Israel.
And now it is the 3rd day since these things happened.
Also, some of the women from our group said that he was alive.
Foolish people. Didn't the prophets write that the Son of Man had to suffer these things in order to enter into his glory? Beginning from the law and the prophets, he explained to them in all the scriptures the things concerning himself. This is just one of the stories Jesus could have told. Consider the story of Joseph!
Greetings, Bible nerds! It is I, Artsy Bible Nerd. When last we left our hero, Joseph was sitting at the fire along with his other brothers, and he was explaining his other dream, his second dream, and giving his brothers another opportunity to grumble against him. This is what the sketch looks like from the 3x5 card, and what it looks like with the pencils and the inks, and what's going to look like with only the inks and not the pencils. So apparently I have to make Joseph's bottom a little bit more level because he looks like he's sitting on a hill about to fall over, but I have to fix that. These are the things you notice when you take 24 hours to look at your drawing and come back to it. I want to thank some people. Thank you for Warrior of Light 777 following yesterday and rating yesterday with a party of 5. Thank you very much. And J Dauntless 12 followed yesterday as well. So thank you to both of them. So let's get started on drawing. Also, one more thing. I wanted to thank Tsunami Gaming for donating $50, $50 biggins, in order to get me, with half of that money, I was able to buy a Focusrite, it's a, what do you call it? It's a device, it's a box, it's a red box with knobs. It's a interface. It's a USB interface, so I can plug in a microphone and a sound device so that we can hear music as well as listen to the stream, so I can listen to it in my headphones. So thank you so much to Tsunami Gaming for giving that $50. 50 cent, $50. So, without any further ado, let us get to drawing. Oh, by the way, in the background, you may hear some noise, some sound. My daughter is joining me down here in the basement because there's a tornado warning, and she wanted to get the heads up. She wanted to get the first seat down here in case we have to hide in the basement. So if the stream ends abruptly, you are forewarned. You are hereby forewarned that there's a lot of rain and thunder and lightning. I have not heard a lot of lightning. Excuse me. Have not heard a lot of thunder recently. So that has probably died down. Also, I was talking to Comics in the Cross and he says that he's under the same tornado warning in Virginia where he streams. So my daughter looked up on her phone how big this thing is, and apparently it's in Colorado and Georgia and a lot of other states I can't remember, but it's not just in Pennsylvania. Virginia, Georgia, the regular Virginia, West Virginia, Virginia. That's a Sesame Street joke for you Sesame Street nerds. I know you're out there. That's Virginia. So today we're drawing rocks, inking rocks. It's fascinating. Oh, also, what I learned for those of you who are artists out there, when flames are right next to each other, they don't intersect. Let's get rid of this inking layer. See how I drew the pencil layer, how they sort of intersect, like one flame on top of another. Like this, and then this one behind it. That does not happen in nature. Science will not allow that to happen. So this will not be an angle, it will be a curve right there. So I fixed that on the ink lines, and voila, there you go, there you have it. So every time the one flame is right next to another flame, there's that curve instead of an angle. Like this one. This one should be connected right there on the right layer this time. Let's try it again. Connect, just like that. Let's give some depth to this piece of wood that's going to be on fire. Some of these pieces of wood are not yet on fire, but they will be. Throughout the night, this fire will conflagrate. That's a fun word to say, conflagration. Also, my son is awake upstairs. You may hear some pattering, we'll call it pattering, of big feet. He's a 12-year-old now, so I can't really call it the pattering of little feet. He's a tween. He's a tweener. Which is scary. Scary. So, the song leader at church was joking around with my son on his birthday and said, hey, it's your birthday. Awesome. What are you, 26? He said, no. And he says, 12. And it was more shocking for him to hear the real number than it was to make up a fake number. Let's undo that line. I don't like that line. Practically had a heart attack right there when he knew the actual number. He's 12? Yep. Yes, indeedy. You've been here for all those 12 years and you've watched him grow up, and he's indeed 12 years old. 12 big ones. I wanna rock. I'm drawing rocks. I'm drawing rocks. I'm drawing rocks. Tell me not to play. Blah, 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 blah. No, 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 no. No, no, no. I don't know the words, apparently. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Oops. I don't know why that happens so often. All right, we are drawing rocks. We are rocking. Rocking through the morning. Rocking after midnight. Actually, we will not be rocking after midnight. We'll be going to bed immediately at midnight. I'll be streaming for only 90 minutes. I'll be going to bed at midnight. I got a meeting I gotta go to. There she is. I was talking about you.
Awesome.
My daughter is a talented musician. We were talking about her streaming music. She has agreed to stream music right behind me as I.
That's not.
Yep.
You're twisting my words. I feel like you're putting words in my mouth.
You're actually reading a Reese's cup. I can't put words in your mouth while you're eating a Reese's cup.
I am. I'm actually done with it though, so you can continue lying.
Ah. All kidding aside, though, she really should be streaming. She really should be making music on stream.
Everyone follow my Twitch account that doesn't exist yet.
She will have a Twitch account. All of her friends say she should have one.
One.
That's all you need is one. Fire. How about a little fire, Scarecrow?
I'm really bad at drawing fire.
It's really just one flame on top of another flame on top of another flame. You have to make a different flame. I had to look up how to build a campfire so I could make a believable looking campfire. These are things you learn when you draw stuff. You have to look them up and then you realize, oh, I did not know that. How can you draw the human body unless you know something about anatomy?
I mean, I did it for like 10 years.
True. Yes, you can do it.
It wasn't good.
But the more you know about anatomy, the more you know about stuff, general, like cars in general, you draw a better car if you know a more believable car, if you know how a car is built. You draw a more believable guitar if you know that they have 6 strings and 21 frets. Most of them.
I did not know there were 21 frets. These are the things we will learn on my future stream.
There you go.
I'm just gonna play the same song every time. Tuning in next time to see if I play it better.
So right now I'm just tracing over the blue lines. Tracing, tracing, tracing. All I do is tracing. Tracing, tracing, tracing. So we cannot talk about Obi-Wan because my daughter has not seen more than the first episode of Obi-Wan, so I will not be mentioning anything else other than episode 5 is pretty awesome.
No, you're spoiling it.
Nope, that's all I'm saying.
I have the.
Pretty awesome.
If I can have the Disney Plus password, I can watch it on my computer.
You may have the password, but not right the heck now. Because people are listening. The whole internet is listening.
The entire World Wide Web.
That's right.
Right the heck now. At 10:44 p.m. It's listening for the Disney Plus password.
Don't inflate my ego too much.
You inflated mine by saying all of my friends.
All of your friends? Oh, yes, all of your friends.
All one of them said that I should.
All of your smart friends should say you should totally be streaming your music. If they knew this conversation was going on, they'd be like, yes. Not to brag about my daughter, but I'm going to brag about my daughter. She has a following, a Instagram following. People follow her on Instagram. That's why you call it that. That's how it works.
Yep, that's what it is.
And a group chat of people who follow her just because she plays music. And these people are from all over, like from Germany and Europe and
The group chat
England
because
and-
I wanted a group of people.
oh, okay.
It has nothing to do with the music stuff.
Oh,
They do support the music,
I see.
but it was not the reason.
Okay, so my overinflated information, my overinflated opinion of my daughter. All right, I'm going to make a guide. I'm going to pull down a guide here so I can flatten Joseph's bottom because he's resting on terra firma. Resting on terra firma. There we go. You are hereby flat. Flat and level. Next, we need Father Israel right next to him. There's a big space for Israel right here. Let's draw some pencil lines. So it's not going to be straight up. He's going to be hunched over a little bit because he's sitting on the ground. Most people don't sit straight up when they're sitting cross-legged. Not unless you're a robot. Here's the sternum line. Here's the pectoral line.
The storm is officially over.
The storm is over.
Meaning I will be leaving.
Okay. We will miss you. I will miss you.
I know I would be missed by the World Wide Web of people.
Let's give him a shoulder. Shoulder on that side, and then he needs to carry his staff. Staff is going to be like this, not straight up and down. Here's the other shoulder. And legs, so let's give him a leg here. The leg is coming out into space, so here's the knee. And then here's the gastrocnemius, one of my favorite muscles to say.
The who?
The gastrocnemius, the shin muscle.
Isn't the shin on the front? That's
The calf muscle, excuse me, the calf muscle, you're right.
Say it one more time. The
Gastrocnemius,
gastrocnemius.
that's right.
Now instead of saying calf raises at marching band, I can say the what?
The gastrocnemius raises.
Gastrocnemius raises.
And make sure you take your blood pressure with your sphygmomanometer.
I was gonna say that at the doctor today, but there's no way to like bring it into a conversation. There's no way to be like, so I was at the doctor the other day,
Uh-huh.
and they brought out this sphygmomanometer. The who? The what?
It's so funny how the sphygmomanometer has changed over the years.
Do you happen to know the history of the sphygmomanometer? I don't, but I know the name of it. And that makes me cooler than you are.
Uh-huh.
There's no conversation to have with the sphygmomanometer.
It's just going to be evident that you just want to bring it up, that you know the know the word.
Anti-disestablishmentarianism.
That's right. Anti-disestablishmentarianism, enharmonic equivalence.
I can say enharmonic equivalence.
There you go.
'Cause I'm in band.
That's right.
I've never said anti-disestablishmentarianism in a conversation unless we were talking about what's the longest word you know how to spell.
Yep.
Bye, George. Bye, Dad.
Goodbye, daughter. Have a good night. Yep, it's my fault that she loves long words. It's my fault. All right, so things you have to look at when you're drawing feet. You have to ask yourself, is this the same length as the forearm from heel to toe? Is that the same length as the forearm? I'm going to say yes at this point. So I divide it into thirds, and then one of those thirds is the big toe, And then those other thirds get divided in half. No Neck Art is here. Thank you for the lurk, No Neck Art. You just missed my daughter. She has just left the basement. No Neck Art is in lurk mode and is going to roam aimlessly around the comic shop, refusing help until the cashier is busy with someone else. Because that's the way it usually happens. That's the way it usually goes. So I've been told. So I'm going to make this sandal. Sandal, sandal, sandal. And then his other leg is going to come out here. There's the gastrocnemius. Make sure you use that in a sentence as soon as you can. I think that needs to be bigger. Bigger, 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 bigger. Let's do that again. Here's the knee, here's the gastrocnemius, and then taper it into the ankle. Thigh muscle. And then the robe is going to drape across the legs. All right, so maybe I think he should be looking directly at him. Nope. Let's see. Neck, and then head, and then yes, I do believe that looks correct. I do believe that looks better than what I had, at least. What's he going to do with his hand? His hand should be here. Let's erase some stuff. Erase. You know what? I'm drawing on 2 different layers. You know how I'm going to fix that? I got to merge something. Merge. This one, that layer can go. Don't need that anymore. Delete. What? I said delete. Goodbye. Now, let's merge these two layers together. Merge with the layer below. Undo, undo. Let's use some pencil. Okay, well. I guess I do have to use two different layers, two separate layers. Grumble, grumble. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Solomon Grundy, Solomon Grumble. Solomon Grundy want pants too. Oh my, that is too big. Let us, there we go. There we go. All right, this is the longest finger, and then everything else is shorter than that, a little shorter than that, a little shorter than that. Here's the thumb coming to you on a bumpy road. And now Israel needs a robe with long sleeves. All right. Let's do something before I do that. Let's give him some lats. Lats, please. Nope, wrong layer. Let's do it. Let's do it here. Let's call this black pencils. So this is going to fall straight down because of gravity. Obey the law. And then we got gonna have some folds and some wrinkles in order to make it look like clothing. And so we're going to have some gathering and bunching at the shoulder pit, the armpit, and the elbow pit. And this should be longer. And more gathering and bunching over here at this armpit. And then this will go across the legs, and this part will go meet. So they meet together in the middle, and then so we have the inner garment and the robe. The robe is going to drape across the inner garment. That means we're not going to see this part of the inner garment. And maybe it drops onto the ground like this. And I think I like that better than this. Let's erase this. What have I done? What have I done? I drew on the wrong layer again. Again. All right. It's not the finished layer, so let's just calm down. So I'm having a little bit of trouble figuring out how old Israel is. Is he 70 years old? Is he 100 years old? Is he 90 years old? There's a big difference. And how do I draw someone who is these different ages, right? How do I draw someone who's 70 versus someone who's 90? Also, back then, people lived longer. People lived until they were 120, is what the Bible says. There was also a guy named Methuselah who lived until he was 969 years old. 969 years. Does that mean he looked, how old does that look? We're 900 years, you become, look as good you are not. So it's all about the story. It's all about telling the story. It's not about being so accurate in these disputable details. So I'm going to angle these toes up and then towards up here, towards the ankle. And then erase what can't be seen here. All right, now I need some reference. What have I done on the previous pages? Let's look at page number 12. Nope. Page 12. Nope. 12. Nope. That was a mistake. That was supposed to be a surprise. That's supposed to be a surprise. Apparently I don't have page 12 open. Let's open page 12. Thank you. All right. So his inner garment is going over his left shoulder. I'm going to go to his left shoulder, and that is where his garment is going to be drawn from. Don't need to see this line. Make this line go straight across and then do this. And all right, so now let's got to make sure the thumb is there as well. Comes there, and then there. Don't make it too long. Now, let's see if... Let's use this. Let's see if this works. Let's cut. Well, first of all, we have to select. Yeah, we're already selected. Copy. That's what I want. Copy. Don't cut. Just copy. Let's go back over here. No, stop it. Nope. Yes. Here we go. And we're gonna paste. Paste. Where did it go? Somewhere around here. Move it around. That is way too big. Transform. Transformers. Robots in disguise. Transformers. Got to get it the right size. Let's rotate it a little bit. That may be too small. Let's get a little bigger, slightly bigger. I think that's it. I think that's it. Say okay. So I'm going to move his eyes a little bit so that they're not looking directly at the camera, but I think that is what I want. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That's the one that I want. That is the one that I want. All right, let's see what disappears. So I think I want Joseph on his own layer. I'm quite certain that I want Joseph on his own layer. So I'm going to cut and paste, cut and paste. Cut that out.
and paste.
So now we have Joseph on his own layer. Because I want him to, I want to be able to single him out after everything else is drawn in. I want to be able to make a halo around him, and it's going to be easier to do if he is on his own layer. And now we're going to let's do some inking for Israel. There we go. Give him some side eye. What you say, boy? I'm about to crack you with this stick. Don't make me come over there. I'm about to get biblical on your behind. So I don't want to use a brush that's smaller than 12. Because if I do that, then if I use a very tiny brush, then it's not going to be seen at print size. Print size is approximately 35%, and that's what 35% looks like. So $12 is actually a little too small. I just love drawing bearded old men. I don't know why. Actually, I do know why. It's because there's so much character, so many lines to draw with so many wrinkles and so many hairs. So much to do, so much to be done. Some wrinkles on the neck, and we're going to draw on some hairs, scribble on the hair. Gonna vary the line, make it thick here, thin there, thick again, and then thin, thick, thin, thick, thin. That is not as the faster you make your line, the smoother it will be. But I'm talking at the same time, so I can't imagine doing this kind of art traditionally without the undo button. I know there used to be this thing called whiteout back then. But you can only white out so much. You can only draw on top of another drawing so many times. You can only erase so much before the paper starts falling apart. Having unlimited undos, fantastic. It's fantastic. All right, more scribbling on this side of the face. Uh-oh. All right, we need some hairs coming down from the chin. Some hairs coming out of the nostrils. Some hair on this side of the beard. Let's make sure we didn't forget any lines. Don't forget any wrinkles. All right, I think I'm happy with that. I'm mostly happy with that. We don't need this layer anymore. Now what we need to do is, what do we need to do? We're going to do the body next? I think so. Actually, I think we're going to make his head a little bigger. Yep, that's the one. Let's Transformers. Oh yeah, that is fire. All right, here we go. Here goes nothing. So we need some, actually, let's look at the black pencils here. We need that to come down, that to come down, and then we're going to have some folds over the shoulder happening on both sides. It'll actually go this way instead of that way. Robe fold, robe fold, robe fold. Folding robes. All right. All right. Well, it's all right. Inking layer. I just love it when a plan comes together. I'm sorry I said that. I'm sorry. It sounded good before it came out of my mouth. But I am happy with the way his head sits on those shoulders. This may become one of my favorite pages. Not every page is my favorite page. Sometimes you just gotta do pages just to get them done. Just to move on to the next page. So that next page might possibly be your next favorite page. But sometimes you're like, this page is not going to be my favorite page. Keep forgetting to make the middle finger the longest one, and then shorter, and then shorter. So this is going to make a star pattern. Maybe not so. That's why you want to do things in pencil first. I actually don't believe this line belongs. So apparently there's a basketball game on tonight. Warriors and Celtics. I think it's going to be a good game, whoever wins. At first, I know that you've heard me say that I'm a Sixers fan, but I am impressed with the Celtics. I'm sorry. I don't know if I can say that legally because they come from the same division. They are the Sixers' nemesis. They have always been the Sixers' nemesis. They always have the number of the Sixers. They always know how to beat the Sixers, even though the Celtics can't beat anyone else and can't get out of their own way some seasons. This season, they just poured it on. It's almost the playoffs? Okay, we're all better now. We're all back from injury. Why can't the Sixers do that? Why can't we do that? We thought James Harden was going to be the man. Embiid needs help. Embiid needs somebody else. We need a good point guard. I don't know much about basketball. But I do know a lot about Philadelphia sports. One of the most disappointing cities in America. I can think of other disappointing cities like Cleveland. Cleveland Browns before they had the Cavaliers. Cleveland. What are they called now? The baseball team is called something else besides the Indians. And they finally got to the World Series against the Cubs, and then poof, it was a hard. They went Game 7, extra innings, as close as you could possibly get it. Two struggling franchises, historically struggling franchises. And the Cubs won only barely. And Cleveland never came back from that, baseball-wise. All right, here we go. Let's take away, oops, wrong layer. Let's take away the black pencils. Let's give him a staff. All right, and now all the way down to his fist, obscuring the thumb. Let's do some erasing. Erase everything that's behind the staff. All right. I think that is about it for today. So now we got the fire. We got Joseph in front of the fire, or to the left of the fire, depending on where you're sitting. And then we got Israel right next to him. Notice that Joseph is at his right hand, making Joseph Israel's right hand man. See what I did there? And so now we need some depth. We're going to have to first we need some anatomy for Joseph. We need some I meant Israel. I think you know what I meant. I think you know what I meant. And we don't need this anymore. Let's get rid of that. Let's show this. Get rid of these pencils. Get rid of these pencils. No. Get rid of that. Oh, bother. Bother. I penciled on the ink layer. There should really be a setting. There should really be a layer setting that says, hey, do not use this tool on this layer. Please block the pencil from being used on this ink layer. All right, I think that is more believable. Believability is what we want. So the fire's over here. That means the light is going to be on half his face. Let's get rid of that layer and we'll start some new shading pencils. Pencils for shading. Let's make it blue. Let's make the pencil yay big. Yay big! How about 5 instead of 7? Alright, so we're going to put half of his face in shadow, half his face in shadow. This is the side that would usually, this is the amount that usually is in shadow. But it's nighttime, so we're going to put even more of it in shadow. I do believe Israel is my favorite character to draw. I always get the best results when drawing Israel. I can't be afraid of going very, very dark. Go as dark as necessary. I have to remind myself it is night. It's night? Let's give a little bit of a fleck of light there and there. A fleck tone, if you will. And all of this is going to be in the dark, right here, all in the dark. So now, this side of the face has shadows as well. Let's just make that all black. Make it all black. When in doubt, black it out. Paint it black. Want to see it painted, 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 painted black. CK Moore is here lurking. Thank you, CK. Actually, I'm about to leave momentarily. Right the heck now, actually. Not momentarily, but thank you for adding one viewer to someone who we can raid. Let's raid somebody. So this is what I've done so far. There's Joseph in front of the fire, and there's Israel in front of the fire. I really enjoy drawing Israel. I enjoy drawing old men with beards. Wrinkles and beards are my new jam. Let's turn off the blue lines so you can see the inks, and then the blue lines are showing me where I'm going to be doing some shadows. But let's find somebody to raid. CK Moore, do you have any ideas? Who to raid? Let's see, Moviga is a Christian movie channel. Oh, sorry, Nightbot. It's not time for that right now. It's time for bed. That's what it's time for. I'm going to have to change my Nightbot commands for a 2-hour stream instead of a 4-hour stream. Let's see, Reformed Jedi. I raided him last night, though. Yalu the Guru. There we go. Let's return the favor to him. I'm gonna raid Yalu the Guru. Alright. I'll be here tomorrow, CK, starting at 10 to 12. My tentative summer schedule is going to be from either 10 to 12 or 10:30 to 12 every weekday. So hopefully I'll see you there tomorrow. See you here tomorrow. Let us go raid Yalu the Guru. Oh, first, before we do that, let's hit my raid command. Boom. No, first I click the raid and then I enter the command. I'm such a noob. I'm such a dweeb. Start raid. Two viewers ready to raid. Raiding now.
About it, but Artsy Bible Nerd